Although executive privilege prevented us from sharing the details of the complaint with the committees until recently, this does not mean that the complaint was ignored. I also believe that I handled this matter in full compliance with the law at all times.
Democrats bombarding the acting director of national intelligence, Joseph Maguire, for hours in an extremely fiery House hearing.
Yeah, the White House now working to identify the sources named in the whistleblower's complaint.
Congressman David Kustoff is on one of the House committees tasked with investigating the president, and he joins us now. Congressman, thank you for being here. You say what we saw yesterday sets a dangerous precedent and that every president should be on impeachment watch. Why?
Yeah, well, it's really concerning because think back just a few days. I mean, before the whistleblower report complaint was released, before the transcript was released, we already had the Speaker of the House of Representatives, before any of this was in the public domain, before she had seen it, call for impeachment, call for these impeachment proceedings. I think, you know, obviously as Republicans, a lot of us were not happy with the way President Obama conducted himself in office, the decisions he made. Nobody called for his impeachment. You think back to President Trump and his election, people have been trying to delegitimize his election since day one. And the impeachment proceedings are part of that. I think it is concerning because from now on, Speaker Pelosi's laid the gauntlet down. Any opposing party that doesn't support the president, that president has to be on impeachment watch.
Let's take a look at some of these claims from the whistleblower complaint, and some of them don't necessarily look good for the president, including the fact that it says that the White House officials acted to lock down records of the call, that it may not have been the first time the White House tried to conceal transcripts. Also in the complaint, there was some official and unofficial follow-up to President Trump's call, and that Ukrainian officials may have understood they needed to go along with the president. Now, you know, some of that doesn't look good, but then the other part of this is a lot of people are questioning now, why didn't these sources of the whistleblowers come out with these claims?
I think, Jillian, that's exactly right. You know, what concerns me, one thing that concerns me about this complaint is that the whistleblower did not have direct firsthand knowledge. That person wasn't in the room. They weren't privy to what was allegedly said, the allegations in that report. So, you know, the issue is the people, whoever they were, who were present, why didn't they come forward? Yeah. Why haven't they come forward? And the fact is, they haven't. And I think you've got to, I'm an attorney, I'm a former United States attorney, federal prosecutor. You judge the witness by his or her credibility and, in fact, what that person knew firsthand. And we know that this whistleblower had absolutely no firsthand knowledge of what allegedly took place.
This reminds me, as a fellow attorney, of a summary judgment motion where sort of everybody agrees on the main facts. It's just how the facts apply to what in this case really isn't law. It's more political law, if you will. Everybody on the Democratic side is saying this is impeachment. Everybody on the Republican side is saying it is not. How is there such divergence among these individuals, these groups?
Well, I think you've got to pull way back and then fly over to 30,000 feet. You have to ask yourself, with the allegations, do they rise to high crimes and misdemeanors? And obviously that's in your judgment. But the fact of the matter is again, you talk about the summary judgment. You think about the allegations, who made the allegations, and what the people, what the witnesses actually know of their own volition, their own authority. And this whistleblower knew nothing because that person wasn't in the room and wasn't privy. It's obviously, going back to our legal glossary, it's hearsay.
All right. Understood. This is obviously not going away anytime soon. And so we're going to have to interview individuals like yourself a lot more over the course of the next days, months, and potentially even years.
And you know, the sad fact is that we're not considering policy. What the American people elected us to do to solve these issues, it's going to all be put on hold because what we're dealing with now, frankly, is a giant time suck. This is going to consume us, obviously, for the next several months.
Well, we'll certainly continue to follow it, that's for sure. Thank you so much for your time this morning. David Kustoff, we appreciate it.
Thank both of you.